What's up, guys? How are you guys doing? Today I'm going to be talking West Ham, Chelsea, Friday night SmackDown. Basically, the review. Obviously, you guys know Chelsea drew against Crystal Palace last weekend, 0-0. I watched the match. I was very annoyed. Now, obviously, there were positives and negatives, but this is kind of related. I just want to quickly, before I talk about West Ham, I want to quickly recap. Essentially, we were kind of dry. We didn't play fluently. We played very stiff, stiff, and it kind of pissed me off because I was watching the game. I was thinking to myself, there's just no fluency. Palmer just didn't have enough flexibility. We played a bit more predictable, just passing around. And what pissed me off the most, I remember when Esteval came on and he was doing really well. But we kept going on the left side to Neto. I was like, oh my god, man, just pass to Esteval, pass to Esteval. But I digress. New match. Hopefully Chelsea improves. But obviously we're versing West Ham. Now, if you guys watched West Ham vs Sunderland last week or last weekend, Sunderland won 3-0, which kind of shocked me. I thought to myself, are West Ham that bad? I watched the match, right, and it was just West Ham. Basically, they had 63% possession, and they had more shots. Yeah, two more shots, but really, they were passing that around aimlessly, just hoping and praying. Now, I think in terms of the way they play, right, we can definitely beat them. It might be, of course, definitely. We should beat them. We're way better than them. But if you guys remember, their new keeper now, they spent 20 million on a keeper called Mads Hermansen. He came from, and basically bought him from Leicester. And if you remember, I think this year, March, when we beat Leicester 1-0, this guy was just saving so many shots, but somehow against Sunderland, he was completely rubbish. Some of the goals he should be saving, and yet he just didn't save. Now, I don't want to, as much as I think West Ham are very weak, I don't want to obviously underestimate them because we have their new left back, or left wing back, El Hadj Malik Diouf. He's unbelievable, man. The guy's cross is insane, so we should definitely be wary about that. But I think the way Chelsea should play, right? Obviously, this is a preview. Um, before I even talk about how Chelsea should play, fun fact: Nicholas Jackson is available. Obviously, we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna play him. I think his time with Chelsea is obviously done. But I just want to point out that he's free and available. Um, yeah, Chelsea. Now it's such a shame Cole has ACL, man. I would have loved you. He's such a game changer, but you know, Achimpong did all right, so I think he should probably still be starting. For Fana, I know he did that madness on Instagram where he just deleted us, basically attention seeking. Just ignore him. I don't really care if he starts or not for Fana because come on, the guy barely plays, and as much as I do like him, it's not that deep if he plays or not. I still would want either Tosin or Chalaba and Hachimpong. That would be my ideal centre backs. I would want as well, obviously, Reece James, right back, left back Kukurea, goalkeeper Sanchez. You know, it is what it is. It's standard. Um, Now Enzo Fernandez. The guy last week was so lethargic. This guy, he probably had Argentinian sticks, but probably had like two or three with a lot of yerba mate because this guy just played like he needed to basically have diarrhea. I don't know. Just basically running. He's like lethargic. 105 million midfielder. I like him personally, but he did not play well last week at all. Now I'm cautious, but hopefully he should be better this week. Hopefully Maresca got onto him. Obviously, Carrasco, Caicedo and Enzo should start for now as a double pivot. Um, Palmer obviously number 10, but this is the interesting part. I want Neto left wing and Esteval right. Now, if you guys remember, right, when we had last week, Gittins and Neto started, and they both, if you remember, they touchline wingers. So it was kind of hard for Palmer to do well, right? Because at the end of the day, I think the two midfielders in Crystal Palace, I think Hughes and Wharton, just basically blocked every single pass. Basically, they had Palmer on ropes. He couldn't get the ball. He barely, if you guys remember, he barely touched the ball. Now, a guy like Esteval, someone who can come inside, who can play as a 10, and Palmer can play as a right wing, they can easily interchange. Now, I really hope Esteval starts. And Esteval, I think, is good enough to start for Chelsea. This guy's very talented. And if you remember, our wingers right now is what? Neto, technically Palmer, but he's going to play as a 10, right? So basically, Neto, Gittins, Esteval. And Gittins was just so raw. And I think Neto's just better than him at left wing for now. So it should be Neto and Esteval. Neto more of a touchline winger, pace, Esteval, guy that goes inside, and Palmer can basically interchange, basically confuse West Ham this time. And our striker should be for now. I still want João Pedro to start. I know João Pedro kind of was poor last week, but come on, guys. Because João Pedro will be, I think he will do better. I still have him in my FPL team. I'm not gonna give up on him just because last week we didn't do too well. I don't want to use this as an excuse, right? But Stamford Bridge is probably one of the smallest stadium in the Premier League. Now, if and to do well, you have to, obviously it's way easier for the opposition to kind of be more of a low block in Stamford Bridge than any other stadiums, right? Just because the pitch is small. So now we're playing at West Ham Stadium, which is really really large, right? So I feel like João Pedro will have more space. That sounds crazy, but it's true. It's one of the largest stadiums in the league, and I feel like João Pedro will definitely, at least, be much better than last week. Now, Liam Delap kind of excited me when he came on because he was doing really well, but for now, yeah, João Pedro, I still want him to start. I still like he has a lot of credit just because of what he done in the Club World Cup and also, yeah, what he done in the Club World Cup, what he done in the preseason. I feel like he will do well in his return. Not in return when we verse West Ham on Friday. Andre Santos, I invest in him, man. I think he's really good, and I feel like it was so unlucky when he missed that goal. But yeah, you have to understand when he came on, we started getting a bunch of those chances. So I feel like I want to give props to him. But I still feel like I want Enzo and Caicedo to still be the double pivot for now. They have experience. I feel like Enzo will be better. Hopefully, if he's still lethargic, I don't mind a double pivot of Caicedo and Andre Santos. Um, I feel like also we missed Lavia. But Lavia's just always injured, man. And I feel so bad for him, but it's true. Come on, he's always injured. Um, I just hope that somehow this season he can be better. This season, guys, is a World Cup season. Every single person right now, I feel like you guys need to watch this, right? Just in general, watch the games, right, and you will see later on they're gonna probably be a little less riskier. I'm talking about the big players, right? The good players. I'm talking about it in general. The good players. Think Bukayo Saka. Think Cole Palmer. Think I would say Mohamed Salah, but Egypt. I don't know if they're gonna qualify. I don't know if they did qualify for the World Cup. But just in general, the good players, right? They're gonna be they always become a bit less risky the way they play, especially in a World Cup season. They don't want to get a large. They don't want to get an injury, right? Havertz right now has a knee injury. Cole, I feel so bad for him. He has an ACL. He most likely, I don't know if he's gonna make the World Cup squad. I don't know what it depends if he comes quickly. Some people, I guess the way when they have ACL, miraculously they can be coming back in 6 months. Most of the time it's 12 months. You guys know Rodri. Rodri just has injury right now, and he came from ACL. I think around what, July. So these injuries are now, players are going to become a little less riskier. They want to play in the World Cup, right? So I hear it, but it is what it is. Um, yeah. So like I said, my starting 11. I already said the back: Sanchez, James. I want to say if Tosin's back, Tosin, but if not, Achimpong, Chalobah, Kukurea, Enzo, Caicedo, Neto, Palmer, um, Esteban, and João Pedro. I really that would be the 11. I feel like that would definitely spook West Ham. Now West Ham, I think I even mentioned this before. El Hadj Magdoof, Bowen, Fulkrug. As much Fulkrug is very inconsistent, right? It takes one cross, and then how do you know Fulkrug might just bang in the header? That's what I'm a bit worried about, man. These guys, they can Bowen. I'll never, ever, ever, what's it called? Underestimate Bowen. This guy somehow always scores against us, man. So be wary, man. As much as I don't, as much as I don't want to 100% underestimate West Ham, we should be beating them. So my prediction, the score, it would be 3-1 Chelsea. You know, Sanchez will. I don't know if Sanchez will concede. He probably will, but I think it'll be 3-1 Chelsea. Hopefully, that'll take that as a win. The main aim, right? I want us to play fluently. I want to see the performance go up, man. I don't want to play stiff. Playing stiff is just, oh, I feel like I'll allow it just because of game week 1. We just came back, but game week 2, game week 3, I want to see that performance. I want to see us play fluently. I want Palmer to come back. Palmer, the bro, apparently he has 1 goal since January in terms of MPG. That's insane for a player like him. I want him to come back, score 2 goals, bang, be the old Cole Palmer, the Club World Cup final Cole Palmer. And Maresco should give him that bit of flexibility where he can just basically have freedom as a 10. I feel like he's good enough. The magic, he has the magic. Like when you see that type of player, for example, Eden Hazard. I'm not saying Cole Palmer and Hazard are the same caliber, but I mean like in terms of the magic they bring. I feel Cole Palmer should have that flexibility, and hopefully Maresca does give him that flexibility. Yeah, 3-1 Chelsea. Let me know what your guys' predictions are. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna be doing these kind of reviews every single week now on. I'm gonna be a lot more consistent. I feel like I want to grow as a Chelsea channel, and not just a Chelsea channel. It's more like as a football channel who somehow supports Chelsea. But thank you guys so much. Yeah, cheers.